They allow you to put it on grass fertilizer. You ever get grass fertilizer and it says don't use for food crops? That's because it's what they're putting in your water. Basically the same thing. And it's got mercury, lead, radium, uranium, a whole bunch of other types of isotopes. And you drink that, okay? They're putting everything you can imagine in your water. It's not just fluoride. That's the cover name. It's the biggest, sickest joke. You know, I was just reading some more big mainline studies out of major medical center, one up in Dallas, major universities, just yesterday, where they've known for decades that high fructose corn syrup in the first 5 years of life, when you're forming your brain and so many other things, also it decides how many fat cells you get, and it gears the fat cells. And so that's another reason they've done studies on countries where people eat just as unhealthy overall calorie diets as Americans, but they're not as overweight. Because when you drink all this and eat all this high fructose corn syrup, and now look at the baby formulas, most of them are over half high fructose corn syrup, it literally grows your fat cells. It supercharges them. It supercharges them. Now, I said I'd take your call. See, I'm already going off down another rabbit trail. But you know this information. You want to warn people. And it's just incredible. It's absolutely amazing. And then there's the other issues of how they grow the corn, how they do spray the toxic fertilizer on it. And so that's why they found right at half of major corn syrup products, that's Washington Post 3 years ago, you can pull up that headline, major study, of corn syrup products have high levels of lead in them. Also, lower numbers have mercury. You can just pull that up for yourself right now. Corn syrup, lead, corn syrup, mercury. So there's also that. It's also getting toxic waste in it. See, they take the byproducts of the oil industry, all the stuff they can't get rid of. That's why I do want to get away from oil. Oh, oil's not good. It's allowed us to do so much of what we've done, and it's a wonder product out of the earth, but it's not good what they do with the toxic waste. And it's not good to be using billions of barrels a month globally of it, because they take all the stuff they can't use from the crude oil and they put it into distillates, the products, the hair care products, the soaps, the water, just everything. And it's toxic. It's toxic. They don't want to have to store that or get rid of it, so they make it a product. They make it a product. And then you say, well, why would they do something cold-blooded like that? It's not just profit. It's eugenics. Ladies and gentlemen, it's sick. They could at least dump it in the ocean, and then, sure, you'd get it back in the food chain through the fish, but not as bad as putting it directly into your water. So what an incredible article. I'll cover that exclusively a little bit in the next hour, because I want to go over all this properly. But what they don't tell you here is they're recommending lowering it from 0.7 to 1.2. Yeah, that's the standard now, 0.7 part per million, as high as 1.2. Some places in the U.S. have 0.4. I mean, you do 0.1, massive IQ reduction. Imagine 3 times that or 4 times that. To lowering it to an even lower level, because you're getting too much in the toothpaste and in the water, even according to them. Well, what about all the foods they add it to? I mean, do you know what they put in the food? Sometimes they've got hundreds of times this in the food. I mean, that's why the public is a bunch of brain-damaged zombies. You wonder why Americans can't get excited or get upset or get motivated, why we're so obese, why there's record numbers of women with thyroid dysfunction? Every time, fluoride, 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 fluoride. That's mainline medical literature. I can't go to the gym or be in a restaurant or listen to women on talk radio or talk to women I know, 25, 30, 40 years old, hair falling out, thyroid. For some reason, I've had medical doctors on, they've gone over the reasons. I don't understand it. Women absorb it more to their thyroid than men. Some things hurt men worse than it hurts women. Some things hurt women worse than it hurts men. I mean, this is devastating us. And here we know that even the American Dental Association covered their hind end quietly. They still have the fluoride for the kids in schools and push it, but they did put the little proviso in. Oh, by the way, we have a recommendation. If you can find it hidden, officially don't do this. But here, kids, take it, take it, take it. Because the phosphate industry and the rest of them, and the coal industry and the rest of them, are just funding all of this. Okay, I'm done. I said I'd take your calls. We're going to go to the Genesis phone system. here in just a moment. Suddenly my wireless mouse is not working. So I guess I'll have to go to the Genesis phone system because that's the only phone system I can see up in front of me. And then we'll test out after the break when I'm able to get this working, our phone system with the first-time callers. Let's go ahead and take a phone call from Chuck in Oklahoma. Chuck, you're on the air.
Alex, how's it going, man? I sure appreciate what you're doing for us all.
I appreciate you. I'm very excited that I'm starting to see some sanity. The government's now saying too much fluoride in water. They don't tell you also in food and toothpaste. And Google violates laws, the police are saying, all over the world. So we're starting to see a little positive movement here. Go ahead.
You know, I think it's about time we start seeing a little positive movement. And I just don't even know how it even came to this. I mean, the idea of it all putting fluoride into our water, I mean, they try to say, oh, it's helped to keep our teeth white or whatever. I mean, I thought that's why we had dental insurance. I thought that's why we went and paid, you know, our $20 copays to get our teeth white.
Well, the government doesn't care about corn syrup and things that they know are really bad. They don't care about our safety. It's all about the excuse to force things into our body, and now they admit that. They're saying, oh, we want to put statins in the drugs for kids. We want to put statins in the water and lithium in the water. I mean, we can see what they're doing.
Yeah. I think it's just absolutely crazy. I don't even know how it's even come to this. I mean, I think it's a really ballsy move just by the government and everybody that's trying to...
well, here's another chutzpah-filled move. Came out this week. EPA leaked documents. They knew this pesticide was wiping bees out, and they said, go ahead and use it, but don't tell anybody. They know they're killing the earth, but then they give us fake ways to help the earth so they get more power.
I mean, we've got birds falling out of the sky. We've got green algae falling on people in China. I mean, what are they exactly trying to do? I mean, do they not think that
they've now had thousands of doves die with green dripping out of their beaks in Italy?
Yeah. I mean, and what kind of, you know, gets me thinking a little bit is, you know, you see how they can actually control you know, volcanoes erupting and stuff like that. You know, a lot of these things that happen, you know, with killing a lot of wildlife that I notice is around volcanoes when a lot of these, you know, poisonous gases and fumes fumigate from whatever these volcanoes, and a lot of wildlife starts dying off. I mean, well,
there is a big fault line where all these birds are dying over by Arkansas and that area where 4 states come together, but there's no active volcanoes or off-gassing going on, and they now are trying to officially say that fireworks made 5,000 birds fly into each other and liquefy their insides, which is completely impossible and insane.
Yeah. That is completely insane. I think the last thing a bird would do as soon as they see fireworks would probably go the opposite way.
Well, I mean, if birds ran into each other, I've seen birds fly in to glass windows on houses. They're not pulverized inside, break their neck. I've shot hundreds of birds with a shotgun and eaten them. And let me tell you, in fact, I got emails about this. Folks that haven't dove or quail hunted don't know this. You can butcher them in about 10 seconds. Oh, the only meat that's good on them, maybe with bigger quail, their legs. But all you do is just reach in and rip the breast right off, pull the feathers off in about another 10 seconds, and have a plastic baggie with the marinade sauce that you're going to baste it in. You throw it into the bag while you're out hunting for a few hours. When you get back to the house, it's ready to cook. But I'll assure you, folks, I've shot birds with shotguns. They're not pulverized. The BBs shoot little clean holes through them, and there's almost no blood. Maybe their lungs will pump a little bit of blood up, and there'll be a little drop of blood coming out their beak. That's it. I've shot hundreds.